What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. And in this video, we're actually going to be responding to a comment that actually has a couple of loaded questions that I thought, hey, why not I go ahead and make a video about this? And I know I told this guy 2 weeks ago, his name is Dynamite on YouTube. I know I told him 2 weeks ago that I'd make a video on it. I'm a little late to the program, but here we are. Let's get right into this really cool comment because there's a lot of really good questions that I think a lot of you guys could maybe get a good perspective from. So let's read it. Austin, I have a few questions and concerns about power washing that I'd love some input on. Number one, should I start my pressure washing experience by working for a local competitor? Originally, I thought that might be a good way to get some experience without so much risk and commitment. But now after thinking about it, I think it might be a bad idea because I'd be using a local company to benefit myself. And ultimately the goal would be to quit and become their competitor. Kind of a dick move, maybe, LOL. Okay, so this is a great point. I know I've gotten a lot of calls into my business personally of people looking for work. They want, seeing if I'm hiring. I've heard a lot of people from my channel that have reached out to me, you know, that's saying that they want to get some experience, they want to come work for me. And my personal point of view, there's two different points of view I see on this. One, just in my position, like being a business owner, would I want someone to, you know, come work for me and then me put through all the training and all the, you know, they're out there all the time it takes to train someone up just knowing full well that they're going to leave my business and become a competitor? No, I don't particularly like that idea as a business owner. One, because it just takes so much time to train people. I'd rather train someone who's going to actually be there for me long term. Now, I know I say long term, the average, you know, at least nowadays, the average person that like sticks with a job is like what, 6 months to a year. I mean, a lot of people move jobs. This is a high turnover business. I understand long term in the pressure washing sense is not that long. So either way, I still wouldn't want to know that this person has the intentions of leaving, and not just leaving, you know, becoming my competitor. So it's almost like a waste of time of the training and knowledge. So in that sense, I don't like the idea. However, if I'm putting myself into your shoes, as if you can pull that off, that would be really, really cool. Because I mean, what better way to learn than from someone who's actually been doing it, someone that's been doing it as a business, who's someone who can actually teach you, because it's a lot better than the way I was taught, which was basically by no one. I was self-taught. It took me a long time to really know everything, and I made tons of mistakes. I feel like if you can have this honest conversation with the business owner, say, hey, look, I know you have a reputable business and whatnot. I would hate to come in there and kind of stir things up, but hey, look, I am looking to start my own business, and if you have any other side work, if you ever need a helping hand, I'd love to come out there and just learn under you, you know, be a minimum wage employee or a starter employee, a helping hand, the next right-hand guy, an operator's helper, we'll call it. If you can at least convey that message, to say, hey, look, I'm not looking for, you know, a full-time job, a committed full-time job, because I am looking to possibly start in the future. But if you ever need a helpful hand in the future, if you're on a big job, any kind of way I can get some eyes on whatever you're doing, that would really benefit me. And if I can earn a little bit of money, that'd be great too. If you come at it from that angle and at least tell them what your intentions are up front, that shouldn't be a problem. I mean, I have people come from my channel at least 5 to 10 times that are wanting to start in my area and surrounding area, that they have come and spent the day with me, and I didn't have a problem with that. However, I would have a problem if I was continuously putting time into them, thinking that they would stay with me and they ended up not, especially if they wanted to become my competitor. So I think it's all about transparency, having that conversation with the business owner, and really it just depends who you're talking to. It's a 50-50 shot, you know, but I feel like if you call all the local guys, you know, you might see what you get there. But if you can pull it off, I think it's a great idea. Question number 2, I'm in Central California where it's 100 degrees every day and there's not much humidity. So honestly, most driveways don't look that bad. There's some dirty ones obviously, but we don't get the mold and mildew like you guys do in the South or East US, at least not in the summer. So yeah, man, I know I go to Colorado at least once or twice a year, and I see the same thing. Colorado doesn't have that much humidity. It's got heat and it's got cold, but when I go there, like the driveways are all really clean, the houses look really clean, like every single one of them look really clean. Even the roofs are clean. The only thing I can see being a viable option is like window cleaning and gutter cleaning. So you're gonna have to kind of do that in California. Exterior cleaning can mean a lot of things. It doesn't necessarily mean pressure washing. It can be window cleaning, it can be gutter cleaning, it could be cleaning up porches and stuff. You know, most people that have patios really do kind of get dirty. Doesn't matter where you are because of the foot traffic. You know, you got grease or who knows what. It's on the back patio, they get dusty. So that's always kind of a small service. But you might want to look into window cleaning, because window cleaning is huge in Colorado, huge in California, especially with all the nice homes in California. Even though they stay mostly clean, the window cleaning can be a huge business for you. And since it is a more of an expensive place to live, you might get more per window than most guys in the US would get, just because it's a high income state, and you know, most of those people value window cleaning services. But even still, that shouldn't deter you from at least going out there and starting your pressure washing business. I know from just people that I know in California, there's some huge power washing businesses down there. And guess what? Even though the residential houses still might be clean, the commercial is always going to be there because they have to get their stuff clean. They cannot have customers coming in and out of their building when the front sidewalks are all mildewy, or even if it's not mildewy, maybe it's just greasy from, foot traffic in restaurants or gas stations. They have to get it clean. So it doesn't matter if the residential aspect might not be there, though. There's a whole other realm of pressure washing, which is just commercial. Quick story for you guys. I have a friend in the business who's one of the top guys I know in this business who has no online presence, no website whatsoever. He has his whole business built out completely off gas stations and commercials. He probably does, I think, 200 or 300 gas stations a year. He's got restaurant contracts with like 50 or 60 fast food restaurant chains in like the Arkansas area, or Arkansas, like mid to Midwest area. Anyway, he's over there and I would talk to him on Facebook, and this dude is like, dude, I don't do any marketing. I don't do any of that. It's all word of mouth. It's all going up and walking into gas stations, walking into restaurants, and straight just shaking a hand. He has a whole business that probably does almost $1 million a year off a handshake. A handshake. So that's just the thing. You don't really have to look for the dirty houses. This business is so vast. You can attack it with any kind of angle you want. That's the beauty about this business. It's high ticket. There's all kinds of endless opportunities. It can be an easy business to get into, but don't let the fact that, oh, it's California and there's no humidity kind of stop you. I wouldn't do that. Last question. I currently drive a Honda Civic, so getting into the pressure washing business might require me to get a new vehicle. It most certainly would if I would take it seriously. So that's another level of commitment. Fortunately, I have the savings to support this. It's just going to be a large commitment if I go for it. Any advice would be appreciated. Well, one, getting a truck or a hand-me-down truck is actually a really, really beneficial thing to do. So outside of pressure washing, if you're just looking to kind of get some kind of side hustle, get some money, trade in that Honda Civic, or don't even trade it. Sell the Honda Civic, get yourself a hand-me-down truck, and start with that, because the Honda Civic, you're going to be kind of limited to what you can do with that. I know if you you can get a truck, you can do junk removal, you can obviously start pressure washing, landscaping, all kinds of stuff you can do. You can make money with a truck. Endless opportunities using a truck. So level of commitment aside, if you're looking for some kind of side hustle, you might want to consider starting with a truck, because the opportunities you can do with the truck is just vast. So what I would probably start is just see if you can get swap out that Honda Civic for a truck. But even then, dude, I see people now, Honda Civic, it is a Honda Civic, but I have seen people pull little 5x8 trailers with very small sedans. Okay, I've definitely seen that happen before. I have a picture on my pressure washing business owners Facebook group of this kid who just got started in the business, and he has his bicycle and a freaking little trailer on the back, and it's got like one of those little bicycle trailers. It's got a little axle connected to the rear wheel, and it's got like a little freaking 3x4 wooden basket made with its own two little wheels, and it's like a little, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but this guy legit had a little pressure washing trailer. He had a 4-gallon per minute system in the back, his hoses, and his gun, a lance. So pressure washer, garden hose, high pressure hose, and then a lance. That's all he had in the little trailer, and this guy is going out hustling. So the fact that you have a car is a good thing, because some people, they have nothing. So what I would probably do in that scenario is, if you really wanted to get serious, first off, I would just get rid of the Civic. To me, that's more of a liability than an asset. I'd get rid of the Civic, get yourself a little $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, maybe a $10,000 truck if you can. You just told me you have some savings to support this, so maybe you don't touch the savings. Maybe you just do the Civic for truck. See if you can find a clean trade where you sell it for $5,000 and buy a truck for $5,000 in that kind of scenario. I'm not sure what the miles or the year on your vehicle is. And then you use any kind of savings you have, not all of it, obviously. I have said in other videos that if you're working with a chunk of money, you want to allocate at least 30 to 40% of that towards equipment, because you really need the bigger half of that to really support your marketing plan, your flyers, your Google My Business, your website, really anything that's going to get your name out there. Because what good is a bunch of equipment with no presence? Like no one knows who the hell you are. And I know this is a lot of conflicting advice, because I know a lot of people will say, oh, you can't do it unless you have the big bad shiny equipment. That's a whole load of hogwash, guys. The perfect way to refute that statement is to go on my pressure washing business owners Facebook group. There's 50,000 people in that group, and go look at all the guys selling brand new equipment right off the lot after freaking few months of owning it. My guess is they got really excited about the business. They mortgaged the house to get this big, I say that as a joke, but they pretty much went out into debt to get a big piece of equipment that they couldn't afford, that their business wouldn't support, thinking that they'd get a bunch of jobs, which didn't end up happening because they're brand new. And now they can't afford, a $25,000 toy, which is basically now a toy sitting in the driveway. They use the excuse of, oh, it's a good purchase because it's for the business, but they didn't have a business at the time. That's a little off topic here, but those are kind of my thoughts thoughts when I go into, what to buy, how to purchase equipment. So fortunately I have some savings to support this. It's just gonna be a large commitment if I go for it. So, I mean, look, getting into business, it's gonna take some commitment, it's gonna take some consistency, but the most important part, if you're gonna really start anything, is just to make that first decision that you're gonna actually do something about it. There's all kinds of things you can do for free that takes no type of monetary exchange, like starting a Google My Business. You can get that done for free. You wanna make some little purchases, get some flyers going and pass out some flyers, make some yard signs, post some posts in some Facebook groups. There's some things that you can get going for free that doesn't take much time at all. So Dynamite, that's his name, Dynamite. I hope I answered your questions. And guys, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, do hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers this year. That would just be absolutely insane. So if you guys don't want to subscribe, it's okay. At least hit that like button on the bottom left corner. That would be great. I'll be okay with that. It's all right. I'll live with that. Other than that, guys, we'll see you on the next video. Peace out.